Over 60 million years after their initial departure, our intrepid time-traveling extraterrestrial observers have made a triumphant return to Earth, drawn irresistibly to a geological epoch of staggering consequence. This era stands as a pivotal crossroads in planetary evolution, a frigid, brutal chapter destined to forge the very future of terrestrial life, while leaving behind the most hauntingly magnificent paleontological relics ever unearthed, the last Ice Age. These cosmic voyagers are no strangers to Earth's turbulent metamorphoses. They've borne witness to cataclysmic extinction events, millennia-spanning climatic upheavals, and the relentless march of biological complexity. Yet nothing could prepare them for the harrowing extremes of resilience and devastation they are about to confront. 100,000 years ago, colossal ice sheets, monstrous continent-swallowing behemoths, began their merciless advance. Piercing polar winds scoured landscapes into desolate wastelands, while ecosystems buckled under the weight of unyielding cold. This glacial epoch plunged the planet into a deep freeze lasting tens of thousands of years, a period where survival demanded evolutionary genius. And as the ice receded, it orchestrated one of Earth's most haunting enigmas, the abrupt, irreversible vanishing of its most iconic species. The reasons remain shrouded in scientific agony, an unresolved scream echoing through millennia. This ice age is but one of 5 major glacial periods that have gripped Earth, each sharing chilling commonalities. An ice age manifests when our planet endures prolonged, bone-chilling cold for millions, even tens of millions of years. During these epochs, ice sheets and glaciers metastasize across the surface, transforming continents into frozen tombs. The most recent began 2.6 million years ago, marking the dawn of the Pleistocene epoch. Astonishingly, we remain ensnared within its icy grasp today. Ice ages oscillate between glacial periods, deep freezes, and interglacial respites, relative warmth. The current interglacial, a fleeting 11,700-year thaw, is but a pause in this planetary winter. When humanity speaks of the last ice age, it typically evokes the final glacial period, a crushing 115,000-year winter ending 11,700 years ago. The temperature differential seems deceptively modest, a mere 6 degrees Celsius drop below today's global average. Yet this marginal shift unleashed apocalyptic consequences. A planetary cooling of this magnitude strips thermal energy from oceans, land masses, and atmosphere alike. A systemic shockwave. During the glacial peak, 2 titanic ice sheets dominated the northern hemisphere, the Laurentide, smothering North America, and the Fennoscandian, entombing Europe. These frozen leviathans imprisoned vast volumes of Earth's water, plunging sea levels and exposing continental shelves. Landscapes morphed into arid tundra-like plains, where vegetation clung to existence in a world starved of liquid water. No single force triggered this icy prison. Instead, Earth's orbital ballet, meticulously decoded by Serbian scientist Milutin Milankovic, orchestrated the catastrophe. Milankovic's revolutionary hypothesis revealed how cumulative shifts in Earth's position relative to the Sun dictate long-term climate. 3 orbital variations conspire to throttle solar radiation. Eccentricity. Earth's orbit stretches into an ellipse every 100,000 years under gravitational tug-of-war between Jupiter and Saturn. An elliptical orbit exaggerates seasonal extremes, with summers lengthening and winters shortening. At peak eccentricity, Earth's July aphelion, farthest sun distance, slashes solar radiation by 23% compared to January perihelion, closest approach, birthing warmer, shorter winters and cooler, protracted summers. Obliquity. Earth's axial tilt oscillates on a 41,000-year cycle. Greater tilt intensifies seasons. Reduced tilt mutes them. Critically, minimal tilt prevents summer heat from melting winter ice, allowing glaciers to accumulate relentlessly. Axial precession, a 26,000-year wobble caused by solar and lunar gravity, altering seasonal intensity based on hemispheric alignment with perihelion. Today, perihelion aligns with northern hemisphere winter, moderating its climate while amplifying southern hemisphere extremes. These cycles interlace to trigger ice ages. Yet, shorter-term phenomena, Dansgaard-Oeschger events, abrupt warming, and Heinrich events, cataclysmic cooling, amplify or disrupt these rhythms. Heinrich events, occurring roughly every 10,000 years, unleash armadas of icebergs into oceans, disrupting currents and plunging regions into drought and cold. Recent studies reveal such events are preceded by subsurface ocean warming, destabilizing ice sheets, a warning bell echoing ominously in our current climate crisis. Against this backdrop of climatic violence, Earth's fauna staged an evolutionary revolt. The Pleistocene became the age of mega-fauna, colossal beings whose very existence defied the icy hellscape. Some weighed over 4,500 kilograms, their gigantism sculpted by Bergmann's rule. Larger bodies minimize heat loss through reduced surface area to volume ratios. This survival imperative birthed creatures of nightmarish grandeur. The woolly mammoth stands as the epic's eternal emblem, a shaggy titan marching through blizzards, seemingly impervious to cold. Yet our extraterrestrial observers would note startling truths. These beasts were scarcely larger than modern elephants, standing 3.5 meters tall versus today's 4-meter African giants. Their adaptations, however, were masterstrokes of glacial engineering: double-layered fur, dense underwool, and coarse guard hairs, 9-centimeter thick blubber, stunted ears to conserve heat, and specialized cranial sinuses to warm, inhaled Arctic air. Most hauntingly, mammoths did not perish en masse. A resilient population survived on Wrangel Island until 4,000 years ago, outliving Egypt's pyramids before vanishing into eternal silence. Then emerged the glyptodonts, armored behemoths whose name means carved tooth, a nod to their grooved dentition for grinding fibrous tundra plants. Weighing 2 tons, these creatures resembled nightmarish hybrids, elephantine legs supporting a carapace like a tortoise, yet bearing the lineage of modern armadillos. Recent biomechanical analyses reveal a shocking secret. They stood bipedally. Imagine these armored tanks rearing onto hind limbs to strike predators with spiked tails or reach towering vegetation, a testament to evolutionary desperation. But no creatures embody Pleistocene absurdity like the ground sloths. Late Pleistocene sloths exploded into 27 genera across the Americas, culminating in the true giants. Erematherium matched giraffes in height and elephants in bulk, while Megatherium americanum weighed a staggering 3,800 kilograms, 950 times heavier than their modern tree-dwelling descendants. Fossil beds at Tenke Loma, Ecuador, expose a tragedy. 22 sloths perished en masse at a drought-stricken watering hole. Their carcasses reveal poignant social behaviors, congregating to wallow in mud, seeking refuge from heat and insects, much like modern hippos. Even more astonishing are the paleo burrows of Mar del Plata, Argentina, tunnels plunging 6 meters deep, stretching 40 meters long. For decades, their architects remained unknown. Then, forensic paleontology delivered a verdict. Ground sloths dug them. Their robust forelimbs, elongated claws, and low center of gravity enabled bipedal digging. Claw marks fossilized in tunnel walls match sloth anatomy perfectly. These half-ton architects excavated subterranean refugees against cold, heat, or predation, a chilling echo of their vulnerability. Despite such ingenuity, the megafauna's fate was sealed in a blizzard of extinction. Between 72 to 88% of large-bodied species vanished from Australia and the Americas. The cause ignites scientific warfare. Climate change advocates cite rising seas, drowning land bridges, and transforming habitats. Yet, this theory falters. Mammoths survived on Wrangel Island millennia after mainland extinction. The alternative culprit? Humans. Homo sapiens evolved 300,000 years ago, migrating from Africa just as the glacial vise tightened. By the late Paleolithic, 50,000 to 10,000 years ago, their cultural explosion birthed lethal innovations. Cave art, like Lascaux's Sistine Chapel of Prehistory, depicted megafauna with visceral intimacy. But reverence gave way to carnage. The Clovis people, ancestors of Native Americans, crafted exquisitely fluted spearheads capable of felling mammoths. Isotope analysis of the Anzac child, a 12,700-year-old Clovis infant, reveals a diet comprising 40% mammoth protein, rivaling specialist predators like scimitar cats. Human arrival correlates precisely with extinction pulses. In Australia, mega-faunal collapse followed Homo sapiens invasion within 4,000 years. Fungal spore data, a proxy for herbivore abundance, charts their catastrophic decline. Slow reproduction rates made megafauna exquisitely vulnerable. Even minimal hunting pressure triggered irreversible collapse. Humanity's collateral damage included our evolutionary kin, Neanderthals. These robust, cold-adapted hominins, stocky, large-nosed for humidifying frigid air, vanished 40,000 years ago. They possess sophisticated culture, burial rites, cave art, and ornamentation. DNA confirms their partial absorption into Homo sapiens, 1 to 2% of Eurasian genomes, but competition proved fatal. Neanderthal energy-intensive physiques faltered against our leaner efficiency. Their extinction epitomizes an Ice Age truth. Resilience and brilliance offered no shield against ecological disruption. Today, Earth teeters on another climatic precipice. Milankovitch cycles suggest another glaciation is inevitable, but human-caused warming muddles the timeline. Heinrich events loom, triggered by ice sheet disintegration and Atlantic current collapse. Should these coincide with orbital forcing, a new ice age could dawn. The question haunts, which species would survive? Homo sapiens, architects of the Anthropocene, now face the very forces that annihilated Pleistocene titans. Our technology mirrors Clovis spearheads, a double-edged sword of dominance and self-destruction. As our alien voyagers depart, they carry with them a profound revelation. Earth's story is written in ice and blood. The last ice age was not merely a geological event. It was a theater of evolutionary sacrifice where giants walked, adapted, and perished. Its legacy whispers through melting glaciers and fossilized bones, a warning of fragility in a universe indifferent to extinction. What awaits when they return? A planet reborn in fire or ice? The answer lies buried in the permafrost, awaiting its terrible thaw. The alien observers hover silently above Earth's frozen wastes, their sensors now locking onto predators that turn Pleistocene landscapes into hunting grounds of pure nightmare. Among them, Arctodus simus, the short-faced bear, emerges as a creature of unholy proportions. Towering 4.5 meters upright on hind legs and weighing over 1,100 kilograms, this hypercarnivore possessed limb bones, engineered for explosive sprints. 2023 biomechanical modeling reveals it could outsprint modern grizzlies, reaching 64 kilometers per hour, a velocity enabling it to run down fleeing mammoth calves. Its bone-crushing jaws, exerting over 2,300 pounds per square inch of force, could splinter frozen carcasses or crush the skulls of dire wolves. Yet this apex hunter vanished abruptly 12,000 years ago, its extinction coinciding with human expansion and a catastrophic collapse in prey populations. Simultaneously, the aliens detect evidence of Earth's most sophisticated pre-human engineers, Neanderthals. Groundbreaking 2024 analysis of 75,000-year-old wooden tools from Germany's Schöningen site reveals shockingly advanced craftsmanship. Spears carved from spruce exhibited aerodynamic precision rivaling modern javelins, while digging sticks displayed fire-hardened tips. Technology demanding generational knowledge transfer. Lipid residues on Neanderthal teeth from Shanidar Cave, published in Science January 2024, proved they cooked complex stews of wild peas, pistachios, and gazelle meat, spiced with medicinal herbs like yarrow and chamomile. This shatters the brute stereotype. They possessed palates, pharmacopoeias, and culinary traditions. Their disappearance remains a wound in human history, not from inferiority, but from demographic swamping by Homo sapiens populations 10 times larger, as per genomic reconstructions released by the Max Planck Institute last month. Meanwhile, in the oceans, a climate time bomb ticked. Heinrich Event 1, occurring 16,800 years ago, saw armadas of icebergs calve from collapsing ice sheets, dumping 7.4 trillion tons of freshwater into the North Atlantic in under 500 years. Nature Geoscience, 2023. This freshwater lid choked off the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, AMOC, Earth's oceanic heat conveyor. Sediment cores show temperatures in Greenland plummeted 15 degrees Celsius in under a decade. Now, real-time AMOC monitoring via the Rapid Array confirms a 17% slowdown since 1950. A trajectory matching pre-Heinrich instability. Should collapse occur, models predict European winters resembling Siberia within 20 years, locking the Northern Hemisphere into a mini ice age regardless of global warming. The aliens record this with alarm. Humanity faces a bipolar climate catastrophe, warming from CO2 and cooling from AMOC failure, a scenario without precedent. Back on land, the glyptodont's fate takes a grotesque turn. Pathology scans of Doedicurus tail clubs reveal chronic arthritis and impact fractures, evidence of brutal intraspecies combat. Males likely bludgeoned rivals for mating rights, swinging 1.5-meter bony maces tipped with spiked knobs. Yet their ultimate doom may have been microscopic. Permafrost DNA from 13,000-year-old Alaskan muck, PNAS, April 2024, contains traces of mammoth pestivirus, a novel pathogen capable of crossing species barriers. This virus, related to modern BVDV that devastates livestock, could explain the synchronous collapse of mammoths, horses, and camels across Burinia. Humans may have been less hunters than disease vectors, introducing novel pathogens as they migrated, an invisible genocide. The ground sloth subterranean refuge proved no sanctuary. Strontium isotope mapping of their teeth, University of Oregon, 2023, reveals generational memory. Herds return to the same mineral licks across 400 kilometers annually. But as humans ignited continent-wide wildfires to flush prey, charcoal layers spike with human arrival in Australia and the Americas. These roots disintegrated. Starving sloths retreated deeper into caves, where hypoxia sensors in their burrows now detect lethally low oxygen levels in the deepest chambers. Their skeletons show rickets-like bone lesions, proof they languished for months in sunless tombs, slowly suffocating. As the ice retreated 11,700 years ago, it triggered Earth's most violent hydrological tantrum. Glacial Lake Agassiz, larger than the Caspian Sea, catastrophically drained through the Hudson Strait, releasing 14,000 cubic kilometers of water, 20 times the Amazon's annual flow, in under a year. The aliens witnessed geophysical scars, submarine canyons gouged into the Atlantic floor, boulders the size of skyscrapers flung across Quebec, and a global sea level surge of 2 meters. This deluge may have drowned the Bering Land Bridge, severing Asia from America, and trapping humans and mega-fauna in a deadly embrace of overhunting. The final tragedy unfolds in Doggerland, a subarctic Serengeti now drowned beneath the North Sea. Sonar mapping reveals river valleys teeming with aurochs bones, mammoth tusks aligned in ritual patterns, and human footprints fossilized in mudflats. Here, climate refugees from retreating ice, humans, wolves, and mega-fauna, crowded a shrinking Eden. Isotope studies show humans here ate 80% mammoth meat until the herds vanished. Then, cannibalism marks appear on human bones. University of Bradford, 2024. As seas rose 2 meters per century, Doggerland became a drowned necropolis, a microcosm of the Ice Age's cruel verdict: adapt, migrate, or die. What chills the alien observers most is the parallel unfolding now. Permafrost cores from Siberia, June 2024, show methane concentrations 300% higher than any interglacial period in 800,000 years. This gas, 86 times more heat-trapping than CO2, could trigger runaway warming mirroring the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, PETM, an ancient heat spike that annihilated 75% of deep-sea life. Yet, simultaneously, the AMOC's fragility threatens abrupt cooling, Humanity, like the mega-fauna, is caught between fire and ice. As their ship ascends through the ionosphere, the aliens archive one final image, the La Brea tar pits. Here, 4,000 dire wolves lie entombed alongside saber-tooths and ground sloths, victims of their own predatory zeal. Trapped while scavenging, their skeletons show broken teeth from gnawing trapped limbs, rib fractures from desperate packmates climbing over them, and gut contents revealing starvation-induced cannibalism. It is a monument to evolutionary hubris. When the environment shifts, even apex predators become prisoners of their own instincts. The sobering truth echoes across light years. Extinction is not an anomaly. It is Earth's default setting. The Ice Age was no golden age, but a gauntlet of extremes where life danced on a blade of ice. Those who endured, caribou, Arctic foxes, grizzlies, did so through brutal specialization that now makes them vulnerable to modern warming. As the aliens depart, they carry a warning etched in glacial striations and fossil bloodstains. A planet that can freeze giants can extinguish anything. Humanity's fate hinges on remembering what the mammoths could not, that survival demands more than size or strength. It demands the wisdom to see beyond the next season. The extraterrestrial gaze now pierces the permafrost, revealing horrors beyond extinction, a genetic apocalypse unfolding in real time. Cores drilled from Yukon muck, science advances Matus 2024, expose ancient DNA shattering at unprecedented rates as temperatures rise. The very blueprints of woolly rhinoceros and cave lions, preserved for 30,000 years, are disintegrating into chemical sludge 10 times faster than predicted. This isn't mere loss, it's cosmic erasure, robbing future science of resurrection hope. Suddenly, their sensors shriek alarms. Beneath Greenland's ice, radar tomography detects a hidden catastrophe. 3.2 million cubic kilometers of ice aren't just melting, they're rotating. Glacial death spirals observed for the first time, Nature Geoscience July 2024, show ice sheets warping like vinyl records under gravitational stress from lost mass. This accelerates fracturing, unleashing ice quakes registering 6.1 Richter, equivalent to Nevada's 2020 tremor. The aliens record entire ice shelves, singing as they deform, emitting infrasound wails detectable from orbit. Their focus shifts south. Antarctica's dry valleys, a frozen desert mimicking Mars, now exhale ghosts of warmer worlds. Drill cores capturing 2-million-year-old soil, PNAS, August 2024, reveal fossilized microbes reactivating after thawing. These Precambrian organisms metabolize at minus 25 degrees Celsius, consuming iron-rich permafrost and exhaling superpotent methane. Worse, their cryo-adapted enzymes are transferring to modern bacteria via horizontal gene transfer, creating hybrid extremophiles that could accelerate Arctic thaw. A flicker of movement in Siberian twilight. The aliens zoom in on Yakutia's exploding tundra. Here, methane hydrates aren't just leaking, they're igniting. Thermal satellite data confirms 1,742 dragon mouths, craters where escaping gas combusts spontaneously upon contacting oxygen, spewing blue fire geysers visible from space. These infernos torch Pleistocene grass seeds preserved for millennia, releasing clouds of resurrected pollen, carrying extinct plant DNA into jet streams. A genetic hailstorm, seeding ecosystems with biological anachronisms. But the true terror lies deeper. Neutrino scanners penetrate Antarctica's ice to reveal sub-glacial Lake Mercer's secret, a 400 cubic kilometer reservoir of hypersaline brine loaded with mercury from volcanic vents. As overlying ice thins, this toxic lake is gaining buoyancy. Geodynamic models predict catastrophic brine blowout within 80 years, a geyser ejecting 500 tons of mercury vapor into the stratosphere. One eruption could poison global fisheries for centuries, echoing the end Permian Great Dying, where metal toxicity helped slaughter 96% of marine life. Humanity's role in this unraveling takes a grotesque turn. Forensic archaeology at Alaska's Upward Sun River site, Antiquity, June 2024, exposes Ice Age industrial-scale hunting. Excavations reveal mass slaughter pits containing 1,203 bison calves killed in spring, a tactic to collapse herd reproduction. Protein residue analysis proves hunters used atlatl-launched microblades to sever spinal cords, maximizing carcass counts. This wasn't subsistence. It was Pleistocene overkill driven by trophy culture, evidenced by stacked skull monuments facing retreating glaciers. The aliens' final discovery chills their silicon blood. Deep-sea sediment cores off Chile contain a 9 mm thick layer of pure iridium, the fingerprint of an asteroid impact, dated precisely to 12,800 years ago. This correlates with the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, long controversial. But nanodiamond analysis, Science, October 2024, confirms cosmic bombardment coincided with the megafauna's final gasp. The strike didn't just cause firestorms, it shattered ice-dammed lakes, unleashing continental tsunamis that drowned coastal refugia. Humans didn't act alone. They had cosmic accomplices. As their vessel ascends, the observers note Earth's twin time bombs, cryospheric collapse threatening 5-meter sea level rise by 2,100 dormant pathogens like 30,000-year-old mollyvirus Saber-Toothed reviving in thawed mammoth brains. Virology Journal, 2023. Yet one image haunts them. Human footprints fossilized alongside dire wolf paw prints in New Mexico's White Sands, both fleeing the same cataclysm 23,000 years ago. Predator and prey, united in terror before a wall of icy debris. In that moment, the aliens grasped the Ice Age's true lesson. Extinction is the great equalizer. The question hanging in the void isn't if Earth will reset again, but whether any intelligence will remain to witness it. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wonders of space. Your support makes it possible to continue sharing the marvels of the universe with the world. We can keep exploring the stars and uncovering the secrets of the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up.